Hello and welcome to Roleplay Rejects, where we play new and unusual tabletop role-playing games. In Side Quest, we're taking a break from our longer stories to play just a few sessions of some very unique role-playing games out there. So sit back and enjoy.
Ooh, that was really good.
Yeah.
Welcome to Wine About It.
Hello.
One day we'll be on that show. I'll be on that show.
You want to be on Wine About It?
I just want to say it one time on the actual podcast.
I will let the winos know.
Yeah, our people will get in touch with their people.
Yeah. Dude, I was at the grocery store today and someone, she went to put her cart up on the sidewalk, but didn't put it on the sidewalk all the way. And it started rolling back and out into traffic. If you don't put your shopping cart in the corral, you're a terrorist.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Cart Narcs?
No. What's
Wait, are those the guys where they put it back right behind your car and then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they'll slap your car with a sticker that says I'm a horrible person or something like that.
Oh, no.
People get real mad when you try and put magnets on their car.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So was it a sticker or a magnet?
It was a magnet.
Okay. Because if it was a sticker, I would be pissed.
That would be crazy if it
I
was a
hate
sticker.
taking stickers off of anything.
Yeah, he's heavy quotes polite about it.
Uh-huh.
But he does as they're driving away, he'll try and toss it onto their car, and
That's awesome.
yeah.
Magnets.
Did you take my pencil? Is it that?
Is it one of these?
Yeah, hand it over. The blue
Okay,
one.
The blue one.
Got him.
What?
That matches your nail
Nails.
polish today.
It does.
Yeah, check that out.
Oh, I didn't do mine.
Ooh.
Okay.
There we go.
We
Time
got
to
some
release.
good ones today.
If anyone wants to hear a already open fresco,
Oh,
Hey.
that's good. Might have to
That was
add
pretty
that.
good, Yeah.
Good stuff.
I started playing.
Metaphor
Black-
Fantasio.
No, I'm adding that one to the list because hearing you talk about it
It's
sounds
a good
dope.
game.
Black Myth Wukong.
Oh, yeah. How is that?
It's
Is it game of the year?
a lot of fun. It's pretty good. I know it's the cop out for every single fucking video game known to mankind, but
Yeah.
it's Souls like.
Yeah.
But it feels kind of like Sekiro, but
Yeah.
not nearly as hard,
Mm.
which is nice because I suck at Sekiro.
That game's hard.
I am replaying Starfield right now.
Okay.
I just got to the 20th level, and I like all the upgrades they've given. Having a little buggy next to your spaceship makes getting around planets so much easier.
That does sound nice.
Because if
yeah.
you're going to an outpost that's far from the landing area, you can take your little car and then come back, and it doesn't matter if you're encumbered.
speaking of planets, don't you guys love when planets are whole and
Yeah,
all
typically.
together? You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
it's a
That's
good
my
thing
preferred
for
planet. Yeah.
most planets. It's usually good
Yeah.
gravity, nice
Yeah.
and warm. You have some temperate regions, and you
You
have
know,
some
Atmosphere.
nice variety of weather.
Mhm.
From time to time. It's interesting. The planet I think we might be playing on today doesn't quite have all those typical
really?
things.
Okay, all right.
You know,
Oh, let me guess. You're one of those flat Boreans.
flat earthers. You know. No, I think I'm an old earther, right? So that's the
Oh,
that
that's
term,
their-
old Earth.
okay.
But unfortunately, this may have had some connections to old Earth at
I'm
one
a
time.
hollow earther, so
Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nothing in there.
Can it be considered hollow if there's molten core? Does that still count as hollow?
no.
No, it's still
You
filled, yeah.
see, once you go inside the hollow earth, you're sticking to the outside of the
Ah,
planet.
you're
'cause-
the inverted
Yeah.
inside Earth. Okay.
Yeah,
An inner sphere.
It's where all the
Play
dinosaurs went.
BattleTech. Inner
Oh,
sphere.
that makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Good lord. So today we are going to be playing Hyperborea. If you guys know, it's very Conan like. Is what I would
There's
say.
a little vibe to that. Little
Yeah.
vibe. Little Robert E.
Yeah.
Howard.
I think
little
they
vibe.
take Hyperborea takes it 40 extra steps though.
Yeah, very sword and sorcery.
This is true. Little puppy, little puppy.
And
Yeah.
if you don't recognize the voice with us, please introduce yourself.
Hey, Zach Schooley here with from Zephyr Gaming Studios. Check us out at ZGS Podcast on Instagram. Other social media at times, but not that we're on social media a lot, but every once in a while sticks in there.
Cool.
But no, this is we've been running this Tales from Hyperborea podcast for a while, trying to use this as a teaching opportunity for the game system, mainly because I fell in love with it a long time ago. It was a great thing during the pandemic to have some remote opportunities, and it gave us kind of a venue to still play this game that I loved. I had 50 some sessions before pandemic happened, and it was we were able to continue that with our particular group. But seriously, thanks for having me, everyone. Appreciate to be here
Yeah,
today and
thank you.
kind of run some Hyperborea for you all.
Yeah, the map. I mean, first, right off the bat, this map is just gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
for those of you who
canvas,
follow
right?
the system, we have the nice canvas map on the table of the current third edition. We were playing third edition today. It has evolved over, since I guess it was maybe originally pondered in 2012, 2013. I think it kickstarted the original box set in 2014. Now we're in our podcast started in the middle of second edition, but we've transitioned to third. So this is the awesome brand new third edition map, kind of recolorized. And yeah, put it on canvas. Pretty fun.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's
Audio
beautiful.
listeners, which is all of our listeners.
Yeah,
All of our listeners.
check out the Instagram. We will be
Yeah,
posting
yeah.
pictures of this game because it is beautiful.
But yeah, Hyperborea, right? So this, you're like you said before, a little Conan vibe. The original creator of this game, Jeff Talanian, really had a lot of references. The game system is based on kind of the stories of Clark Ashton Smith, H.P. Lovecraft, Robert E. Howard. So you do have a lot of these overlapping humanocentric sort of vibe. It's not the fantasy races. There's no dwarves, elves, gnomes, goblins, things like that in this particular realm. If you're familiar with kind of Greek mythology, Hyperborea actually meant hyper beyond Borea Boreas, which was the north winds, kind of to the Arctic Circle. So Hyperborea really means like beyond the north wind. And that's hence the development of this game company that Jeff created, Northwind Adventures. So you'll see everything kind of branded under that umbrella. But Hyperborea is, it had this connection to old Earth, in the maybe our current times, maybe not so long ago, right? Beyond the Greeks, beyond the Arctic Circle, you kind of go through the winds and you get to the land of the Hyperboreans. These kind of for some of the Robert E. Howard, literature, these milky white skin, esoteric people doing sorcery, 7 foot tall, live for 1,000 years. This kind of erudite race that rained down, and we the Greeks almost longed to achieve, right? But unfortunately, the sorcerers foretold the coming of this ashen worm. Again, harkening back to some of those stories, right? This ice age came. The ashen worm appeared, and the ice developed, and the Hyperboreans retreated into the middle of this map. That's called the Spiral Mountain Array and Mount Vermithidon, the kind of center of the world that remains. And at some point, some untold time later, this connection to old Earth was gone, and the ice kind of melted. The Hyperboreans came out to find their previously, ruled land ravaged by barbarians and other peoples, and the Vikings came out of nowhere, and the Picts from the west, and the Scythian, the people of Ix, and this old Earth was gone. If you imagine, you sort of sliced off the North Pole of our current world, and what's left is this kind of remnant of a flat Earth, where the Arctic tundra in the middle is basically the remaining landmass, and the rest of the water of the world flows off the edge of the world into the black gulf of space. And this connection, and there's these 6 obelisks that line at the tips of this sort of hexagonal map that maybe have some sigils on them, ruins, for the very few that have actually ventured far enough to risk seeing those. Rumors of an ancient race that even probably predated the Hyperboreans that lived here from the beginning. And as the Hyperboreans came out, found their land amiss, a connection to old Earth gone, another natural, this green comet shot over the sky. As they look up, they see this world now is closer to Saturn. With Saturn, as you can see on this map, is kind of in the sky as the closest planet to the world that remains.
That's awesome.
This world is so cold. It's because it's out near Saturn. It now takes about 13 years to orbit the sun, which, by the way, if you look in the distance, barely comes above the horizon, even in the, quote, summer months. This dying red bloated sun, who knows how many years in the future? Maybe just different time, different place. And what remains is this frigid Arctic circle. And this green comet, littered the world with dust and caused another massive plague, the Green Death, about 1,000 years ago from today. And this era, again, Hyperboreans were able to retreat to their mountain forts of old, while the other races perished and fell. And now, about 500 years ago, Cromarium, the central jewel of the world, which is kind of actually on my side of the map down at the bottom here, because unfortunately, north is actually the dead center of the map. Everyone can see Mount Vermithidon in the middle in the sky if you're losing your way. And you travel sort of easterly or westerly around the seafaring Hyperborean Sea and the River Okeanos that's out there. So you always point, everything points to Mount Vermithidon. Unfortunately, it's almost impossible to travel across the mountains. It's so cold. And even today, in the 10th year cycle that we find ourselves, the year of the aurochs, the sort of autumn, winter's approaching in about a year. It's getting a little colder outside. It's like 23 degrees today. Pretty normal Hyperborean environment. That's where we find
Celsius or
ourselves.
Fahrenheit?
What's that?
Celsius or Fahrenheit?
We'll keep it Fahrenheit.
Oh,
23
cool.
degrees Fahrenheit.
That's rough.
It's like my room.
It's pretty rough, yeah.
It is.
But you are all travelers. You're all, you think you're very experienced, being fourth level that you are, that we're going to be starting this particular adventure. You've seen a thing or two. You've probably been traveling together for a few years. And I would love to hear, actually, which characters you all selected for this particular adventure.
Yeah, so I wanted to play a purloiner because I had never seen a class like it before. It's a cross between a thief and a cleric.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm playing Zotis Pontus. Zotis was born and raised on the streets of Cromarium.
Cromarium. Yeah.
Cromarium.
Cromarium, the main capital city of the world that we find ourselves. Yeah, down
Okay.
at the bottom.
And yeah, he was the son of some gamblers, beggar thief, very protagonist. I was, Oliver Twist for a little bit. And then after surviving a knife attack, I found the church. I found the Temple of Rel, and they trained my mind, body, and spirit.
Interesting.
And larceny became a divine art for me, and it became a sorcery. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's Rel, which is the thief god. Sort of has a little fleeting. Appears occasionally in Port Zingirius as well. It's rumored, the city of masks, which is another sort of island off there between you two on the side here. The second most populous city in the realm. Cromarium again being the first, where the towers of this black marble in the old city of Cromarium even predate the Hyperboreans that really ruled there from the beginning. It's unclear, maybe Snake Men, maybe the Great Race, Yithians, something. It's, it's a little unclear who originally started the city of Cromarium. But it is, unfortunately, a little seedy, still a melting pot. People collect taxes, whether you like it or not.
Oh, okay.
And perhaps it's there, but there are temples of all the gods pretty much in Cromarium. It's just the main fantastic hub of the world.
I was flipping through the gods. How does Rel relate to the Raven god?
Good question. So I think, again, that Rel sometimes is symbolized by a raven a little bit.
Yeah.
There is some great religious entries. Still kind of fleeting, neutral-ish. Kind of does what it pleases.
Okay. Cool.
And occasionally appears as from different, time to time, and perhaps as a human with a mask walking around the city.
Oh. Okay.
The purloiner, very purloin to steal, I think is the original root of that word. But it's sort of a very interesting class, I think, for this system. Little thief cleric. It's kind of a mix of some not as high advancement skills as a dedicated thief, perhaps. But you do get access to some healing spells and of the deity of your choice.
Yeah.
So Zotis,
seems like a jack of all trades, and I like playing that support character that can do a little of everything.
Always good to have a quote healer.
Yes.
Even if you might charge you something for it on the side.
Yeah.
Zotis, what is your dexterity score? So this game, again, has attributes pretty much like any other. Kind of plays sort of similar to first or second edition D&D, if you've played one of those items. The big thing being standard abilities and some descending armor class that we'll talk through as the game progresses. But what is your dexterity score?
It is 17.
Oh, that is pretty high. So it is sort of your base 3 to 18 kind of level, like you've seen in many other called OSR, old school rules kind of games. But that is a very high dexterity.
It is. And then my spellcasting is wisdom, which is at a 15.
Nice. Based on that. Yep. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I am a thief first, cleric second.
Cleric second. Keep that in mind. All right.
Yeah.
Going around, Wesley. What are you playing
I'm
today?
playing Kor the Slayer, a barbarian from the Cimmerian steppe, killed his first man by 13, and a bull
Aurochs. That's
Aurochs.
the year we're in. It's sort of like a big cattle. It's like a horned cattle. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And snapped the neck of one of those by 16. He was, I guess he traveled with kind of like a clan, and then he was savagely beaten and left for dead after sleeping with the chieftain's wife. It do be like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know what I mean? And he's been adventuring with a thirst for adventure and treasure ever since.
Interesting. Yep, Kor. Yeah, so Cimmerians, there's two different types of Cimmerians in the world of Hyperborea. There's the sort of nomadic Cimmerians that travel about. Actually, there's the Cimmerian steppe over here, also near Cimmerium. Then there's also these, just a few hundred years ago, there's a group of Cimmerians who actually retreated underground into this lost city of Crimea, which is also sort of tucked in there, a little bit away from the coast. There's now this extra different little slightly quirkier, different Cimmerian race that's been underground for a few extra hundred years after the Green Death. So we're about 576 of the Common Era, which is after the industrial world kind of regrouped, and Sages Guild in Cimmerium was formed, and said, okay, now we're going to start. Let's start over. Green Death happened. Boom, we're good. Everything's kind of back in order. Sages Guild established, and they proceeded. So we're at 576 years after the Common Era was established.
Okay.
But again, the Cimmerians from the underground came out like 200 years ago. But you've been in the steppes, nomadic area for a while, so you've seen a thing or two. You know what's going on. And Damien.
This is going to surprise actually no one. I'm playing a necromancer.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I'm actually stealing the backstory from the pre-generated character, but I wrote out my own character for this game. So as far as backstory goes, she was raised by her father, a prominent Ixian who ran a mortuary that she grew up in. She grew up working for her father, or with her father, like preparing the dead and everything. But one day she gets shut accidentally and locked into a mausoleum for 3 days. And then she starts getting the unhealthy obsession with the dead. And then she was expected to inherit the business as his only offspring. But because of her unhealthy interest, he arranged a marriage for her. Stuff happens, and now she is 22 and has set out adventuring with her husband's name and an undead companion that she calls her husband's name.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Wow, that's perfectly
Yeah.
settling, not unsettling at all.
So are you going to be using she, her pronouns this time around?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
I should write that down. Yeah. And what is your guys' names?
And here's your little husband for you. You can
Oh,
use that.
beautiful.
Nice.
Oh, look at him. Look at this little cutie.
You
This
know,
little guy.
crawling skeleton. That's wonderful. My name is Zodis,
I'm Kor the Slayer.
and I am going to use he, him for
Okay.
simplicity's sake. I love that your necromancer's picture is Morticia Adams.
Oh, yeah.
I just realized. I was like, I know that face from somewhere. It's from the Adams family.
New ones, yeah. It's funny, we had so you two, just for fun information. So Zodis and Kor are some pre-gens that have been developed within the Hyperborea books themselves. So
Cool.
over there, each edition sort of had a little party that you'll see like a lot of the artwork in each book.
Oh, I like
And they
that.
created some pre-gens based on like the first, second edition. So Zodis was in second. Kor was kind of in the first edition books in different fashions. And then we had some people from our podcast make some pre-gen characters for a convention a while back. And Damien, you've stumbled upon one of those pre-gen characters from our group as we
Yeah.
went into
Oh.
third.
My character's name. I know that there is one pre-generated, but I wrote this name
Okay.
previously before finding that. Heketa the Fowl.
Heketa.
Hecceta.
Nice.
Oh, we're giving our full.
The Slayer and the Foul. You may know these names, these epitaphs, but others may not.
And I am Zodus 10 Toes.
10 toes.
You have all 10 toes.
I do.
Don't look, but I have them all.
I only have 7 fingers, though.
And as an Atlantean, perhaps I don't know if they're webbed a little bit, right?
Oh,
Some of the
yeah, okay.
Atlantean races that we have here have slightly just a little bluish tint to the skin, just
Cool.
in some light, perhaps. I also forgot Haketa. What is your dexterity score?
8.
8.
Yeah, my scores are not good. Just gonna come right out and say that. I have 5 strength, 8 dexterity, 10 constitution, 16 intelligence, so
Okay,
doing pretty
okay.
good there.
Okay.
10 wisdom and 4 charisma.
4. That's impressive.
Hence the foul? Maybe
Yeah.
foul smelling,
Okay.
foul acting. Who
Hey.
knows? Who knows? We'll
It's
find out.
different for
It's-
everyone.
But to cover that, you're playing 2 characters. You've got your husband.
I was
Yeah,
about to say your
my
husband
lovely
might be the
husband.
reason your charisma's so.
Could be.
He smells bad.
He's the only reason
But
I don't
no.
get kicked out.
Mm.
He does all the talking for me.
Oh no, that's wild.
And Cor, what is your dexterity score? If you don't
My
mind me
dex is
asking.
15.
15. Also very solid.
My
very solid.
strength is 18.
Nice.
Ooh,
Nice.
oof.
You didn't ask, but I have to let everyone know.
I know.
No,
Just in
but-
case it wasn't clear.
But what's your character strength?
Excellent. That kind of group. I like it. So our now that we're sort of ready to get into the game here, if you'd humor me as such, if you've ever listened to one of the SDGS podcast shows, we always start with a toast to those that came before and those that are to come. We sort of honor my original, my best friend's fathers, their game group originally. They would always toast to Fire, Blood, and Steel, the stuff of heroes at the beginning of each game and their group. So we have embodied that mantra as well. So usually I will start out saying fire, and then somebody else will say blood, and someone else will say steel, and then we'll all say at the same time the stuff of heroes. And this always gets interestingly messed up on our podcast. But so I will toast. Pleasure playing with you all today. Blast to be here. Hope we'll teach you some Hyperborea. To fire.
To blood.
To steal.
The stuff of
stuff of
heroes.
Okay.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Dude, that's
And I-
cool.
And I usually have a little wandering whiskey encounter. We do that at
Cool.
our
Okay.
place, but maybe we'll save that for later. See
Yeah,
how
some
it
of
goes.
us gotta
It might come
drive.
up during the game. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But so all of you, again, 4th level, obviously been around a lot, obviously up for adventure. I've probably done a thing or two, maybe good, maybe bad over the years. Hyperborea is a tough, harsh place that you find yourselves. You've all grouped together. You're back in Cremarium at some point, and you're staying at maybe the Red Lion Inn, and all of you one morning get a little letter slipped under your door. And as you all read these things separately, this letter very politely starts off asking you, requiring your presence with the new up-and-coming pirate Toothstick at the island of Tinsar. And at the end of the letter, he's thrown in a little tidbit of information about that one thing that no one else knows. The one thing that is clearly blackmail, requiring you to come on his quest. You don't even know if your other party knew this about you. But there's the way it's phrased, that somehow this, whoever the hell Toothstick is, has gotten that piece of information, and you kind of need to go to Tinsar. I wonder if any of you know anything about Tinsar. I would love everyone to roll. So in this game, if you're doing sort of like a knowledge, intelligence check kind of thing, he actually uses something called a D6 task resolution.
Okay.
In Hyperborea, most of the rolls you're going to be doing are actually trying to go low.
Okay.
A lot of the skills and like sort of sub things on your character sheet next to your attributes are like a test of strength would be equal to or under that number on a D6.
Okay.
An extreme feat of something. If you're, the old school sort of bend bars, lift gates strength, that's an extraordinary feat of your attribute. And that's a D100 rolling equal to or under. But in this case, I'm just going to say everybody roll a D6 and give me a low. See, just give me what you roll. If you don't know anything about Tinsar.
3.
1.
Oh,
6.
6. And, it's kind of fitting that the thief, Zodus, you remember that, Tinsar is sort of this little island out here halfway on the way to like halfway across the Hyperborean Sea.
Okay.
Tinsar is literally this it's like a cliff that just rose out of the ocean. But because of its sort of strategic position, but kind of between New Amazonia, where the Amazon's fair, and they'll hit this point kind of as a good little halfway stop back to the mainland. But unfortunately, it's become sort of it's very hard for someone to really run and manage Tinsar. It trades hands a lot of time with these different pirate kings and factions, and you realize that if he says he's a pirate, that's probably accurate. It's also very risky. It's a very well protected area, and it's going to take you like a week to get there from Comaria. But
yeah, if we go to Tinsar, we're definitely going to run into trouble.
It's just a few pirates. How hard can it be?
Well, yes, but we will be in their land. We will be very... we will be on the back foot.
Well, are we getting a ship? My husband can't swim.
He doesn't look very buoyant.
He also doesn't look like he can walk very well either.
Oh, just it's okay, Gerald.
what was that name? I missed it.
Gerald.
Gerald. Okay.
I said it just now, and that's now canon.
I guess. Okay. Just want to make sure I got that clear, just in case. Gerald. Yes. Well, yeah, it's actually very easy to acquire a ship's passage in Cromarium. It's basically like a route every day on your sort of nice classic pirate galleon, a sort of war galley sometimes, or a light galley, depending on the day. You can travel a little faster than the light ones, but you actually have a relatively easy trip getting to Tinsar. You kind of go through this Crazian archipelago. You might see an occasional... Actually, everybody roll another D6 roll. See who goes low.
Two.
Oh, I got a 6.
Okay. What'd you
Just
get,
like me
Zotis?
last time.
Two?
Two.
Okay. Both of you, maybe you're standing on the deck as you kind of head over there, and you're looking out, and both of you see sort of like a big tree rustle on one of these little islands as you go through the pass. You definitely both saw a cyclops standing, walking through, and then it disappears out of sight into the woods.
Ooh.
Like not from one of the islands that is like near where we're going to. But
No, yeah, you're like
some
going
other-
through this pass, this Crazian archipelago, which is actually here.
Oh, down there. Okay.
Yep. So you're coming from Comarium, from that region, through the pass. That no one likes to travel through the little tight, narrow straits here, but you kind of go around, and your first it takes you about 2 days to get from there to the archipelago pass, and that's gonna take you like another 5 days to get to Tinsar probably.
Okay.
Oh, it's not bad. Not bad wind. It's pretty solid. You actually managed to get to Tinsar safely. It's a pretty normal voyage. Plenty of provisions. You can pay your way. Not a big deal. It's relatively safe for these larger ships that you find yourself on. And as you get out, you approach this massive clifftop structure comes out of the ocean, and there's all these little docks kind of jutting in it. The rough waves, greet your boat. You have to take some rowboats from the galley to actually get to the dock. And you make your way upstairs, and actually, this Comarian is waiting for you. This large, about 6'8".
Dang.
6'8" gentleman, about 260. Nice, just black leather vest. No
Wow.
other, black leather pants, vest, long sword at his side. Oh, by your description, it must be you. Welcome to Tinsar. I am Brandon the Strong. Well met.
Well met, Brandon.
Well met. Where can we find? I Wesley am bad with names. It's
Toothstick.
toothstick. Okay, I almost said toothpick.
Toothpick's close. Oh, don't call him that. He doesn't like that.
Where can we find?
So, yeah,
Toothstick?
I'm sure his toothstick is waiting for you at his humble abode. He kind of points up like the cliff face. And you all begin to sort of walk up way too many stairs, and it's just carved into the rock, and they're like everyone's a different size, and he's just boop, boop, doot, doot, no problem. These this bustling thews quads just no problem traversing this hill. He's clearly done this all the time. But all of you, I'd love to roll a test of Constitution
Oh shit.
Ooh.
And
as
said
you
one.
can climb up these steps. So
That number or lower?
correct. So this is a D6 roll. This is going to be
Okay.
equal to or under your Constitution stat.
Aha. 2, which is
Okay.
under my constitution.
Okay.
2, which is also under
My
my
test of
constitution.
constitution.
Yes, test of con. What is your test of constitution value, just for the listeners?
3 out of 6.
Okay, so 3 are under. So you got 2.
Two.
Okay,
Mine is also
core.
3 out of 6, and I got 2.
Hey.
Okay.
Mine's 2 out of 6, and I got 3.
Oh, so
Okay.
about halfway up this, like, you've climbed maybe 300 stairs at this point. Heketa, you get real tired.
Gerald, carry me.
The skeleton comes over to you and just starts to like and kind of pushes, but it can't really make purchase. And these weird bony arms are like hugging you / like trying to lift you up, but it just can't seem to lift you.
Yeah.
And you notice that Heketa's falling behind. Oh, come on! Brandon yells out. Halfway there.
Halfway there.
Oh,
Heketa, get your old bones up here.
I'm working
Yeah,
on
bring
it.
yourself, too.
Gerald's just being a little slow.
I see that.
Brandon just sort of just crosses his arms and like waits. And he's like, any day.
Necromancers, am I right?
That's what I never trust sorcery.
he just kind of nods at you too as you walked by. He just kind of, yeah, you'll probably be fine. And Brandon just gives you this like, a bored look as you just walk up. Would you like a lift?
Oh, yes.
He goes, all right. And he literally just like picks you up on his shoulder, fireman's carry style. And he just says, I'm not carrying that. Looks back at Gerald.
Come along, Gerald. You really gonna let another man carry me?
Roll a reaction adjustment. So
Oh.
this has a charisma based check. This is a 2d6 roll. You're actually there's like a couple things in the game where you're trying to roll high. This one's a high roll. A high roll is a better reaction. So like a 12 would be like, oh my gosh, I love you. I'm gonna marry you right now. A 2 would be like, I'm gonna kill you. Go away. I'm gonna throw you off this cliff. And you add your reaction adjustment modifier.
Oh.
That's in your charisma.
Oh, my -2?
Oh yeah, so it's gonna be 2d6 minus
fun.
2. Let's
Fun.
just see. Let's just see how Brandon's feeling about the
Yeah,
situation
let's-
right now.
Let's see here. 6.
6 total after the
Total.
minus 2. Okay. He goes. He just kind of is neutral and ambivalent. Just all right. I know Two Stick really wants you up here quickly, so yeah, I should probably do my job and make sure you get up here quickly. Just no talking. And he sort of literally like one hand fireman's carries you up the hill and just keeps walking, no problem. He actually catches up to you two and like passes you and just come on, don't be late. And you approach. Eventually, you finally get up. As soon as you get to the top of this like plateau, you can see for miles up here. Now you're 600, 700 feet out of the ground, out of the ocean. You kind of hear just a little bit of the waves crashing below. It's moderate day, pretty clear skies. And you get up here, and he says, "Oh, follow me." And he just like drops you. It's a little awkward. And roll a test of dexterity. Let's see if
Okay.
how this landing goes. So
Uh,
D6 are under your dexterity score.
oh, I got it.
Oh,
Yeah, I got 2, and my thing's 2 to 6. So
all right, cool. So yeah, you land. It's fine. Gerald runs to your side and like leans his head on your shoulder.
oh, there. Oh, you've got some more flesh in your teeth, dear. I like pick it out with my like long fingernails.
It smells bad. You're not sure where that came from.
Yeah. Well,
It's Gerald's dental hygiene.
Oh, Gerald. Are there toothbrushes in that? I think there's a toothbrush on the equipment list in this game. Just kidding. So you approach, you start to walk kind of through some like ramshackle buildings and stuff up here. There's obviously a bunch of people just, they kind of look at you, but don't really pay you any mind as you're kind of being escorted by this large Cimmerian to the back. You kind of snake through some homes. There's obviously no planning up here. And you get to the back and all of a sudden you see like 3 masts kind of in the distance with some sails up. It's kind of throwing you off a little bit. And you kind of get to sort of the edge of this cliffside and you literally see like a massive, pretty beautiful galley like stuck up here, kind of jarred into the edge of the cliffside.
Wow.
and the sails up, and you see these, flags and banners. On the side, it says "Good Wood." As you approach this ship, unfold map. I always forget how big this is because I drew it really tiny and then I scaled it up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Listeners, the ship is huge, and it's made of some good wood.
I'm sure the wood hasn't done good though.
No,
It's well.
it's not morally good. But the quality is good.
Morally good?
The quality is not well. It's not well wood,
Oh,
unless it was used to build a well. And it clearly wasn't.
Yeah, that's fair.
you come up and there's these beautiful doors on the side. It's a really nice ship, but it's for some reason you have to cross this stupid drawbridge for no reason across an obviously man-made little channel of water. And the whole boat is just, you see it kind of swaying ever so slightly in its current position up here, 700 feet above the cliffs, the water below. And he says, "Oh, come on." And he sort of beckons you through the doors. Feel free to move your characters up there a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, away we go.
Through the doors.
But you can put that one, well, that's fine. You give me the back room. You guys come in to this, again, you get that, if you ever walked into an old school, cedar sauna closet, something, you just get that, essence of wood everywhere as you come into the ship. And as soon as you come in, you do start to is it really rocking in here? Why is it rocking? Just there's a little creak. You hear that little creak in the wood ship, in the background. And you see these other 5, obviously maybe they're related, hard to tell. 5 other Cimmerians in here as well. And they're also wearing black leather vests, kind of black breeches, long swords at the side. And one's kind of leaning against the center mast in the middle. And he goes, oh, hey, Brandon. Good to see you back. Oh, is this the next crew? Oh, of course. Hope they do better than those the previous ones. You should probably go get Toothstick. And that one kind of on the post walks to the back room. Brandon kind of knocks on the door. Toothstick, they're here. And yeah.
Can I identify their crew? Do they have any sort of patches or noticeable individuals in this group that might tip me off to their reputation?
Sure, why don't you roll? I'll give you it's sort of this one will just be a D6 rolling low, trying to glean knowledge from that.
3.
Okay, you look around, they're all wearing, they all look, mid 30s, 40s maybe.
Okay.
They all have sort of that vest approach, black leather. You see maybe a little T, maybe
Okay.
burned into the chest of the leather that they're wearing.
Cool.
But you're not sure you know any of them.
Yeah.
At first glance, they don't have too many tattoos. Unlike the Picts in the world that are very tattooed face, skin, that sort of culture. This seems to be nomadic Cimmerians core.
Okay.
You sort of see, all right, it's a decent shop.
Yeah, they got good staff here. They got a good crew.
Oh, hey, no, I haven't seen another Cimmerian up here in a while. And since one of the other guys kind of walks up to you, kind of reaches out
I was actually just about to ask if you could do that thing. I love that thing.
sort of arm handshake or
Yeah.
half. It's a sturdy because your character's pretty tall as well. I believe.
Yeah, not
Core,
quite
right?
6'8". I'm 6'0".
Okay, yeah. So a couple of them are 6'2", so but they're definitely all over 6 feet. All these guys are maybe not quite as muscular as Core the Slayer, but they're up there. They look pretty good.
I am 5'7", so I'm looking up at all of you.
Oh, I'm 5'7" too.
Hey, look at us.
How tall's
hobbits.
Gerald?
Old. Old.
Rolling for height.
He is 5'10".
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He's a little tall. Is he all hunched over there?
I was gonna say it's probably hard to tell the way he's scrambling around.
Yeah, with his hunches, he's probably shorter than I am.
Yeah. So you get to this area. They're looking, greet you. Oh, Cimmerian, yeah.
Yeah,
This should be a
Cimmerian,
good one.
yeah.
Okay.
I hail from the step.
They almost relax. You see them relax a little. Oh, okay. We're probably in good terms. Excellent. So you all kind of just go in, and then this guy comes out of the back. You can kind of see his little token there, and he just sort of sits down in that chair, and just kind of crosses his legs, looks at you. He kind of whips out what kind of looks like a stick,
Hmm.
and he just kind of puts it in his mouth.
I get it now.
Oh, hey everyone! So happy you could join me here today. It is so good to see you.
The pleasure is ours.
Great. Why don't you come over here at old Two Stick? Why don't we shake hands, have a little wood together, you know? What do you think, Brandon? Hey, Brandon. Brandon, go get his sticks, please. Go get him. Go get his sticks. Brandon kind of shrugged. He's like, ugh. All right. He goes into the back and he comes out with like one of those really nice like dice. They're like rolled up pieces of leather. He kind of like rolls out a little on a little tray, and there's a bunch of little like sticks on it. And he just kind of like slowly, awkwardly presents this like tray of sticks to you.
What flavors are we looking at?
Oh, I love this one's great. It's a little cherry. This one's ironwood. I don't see any Amazons about here, but you know, if you want it, you gotta be careful. You might chip a tooth. He kind of smiles.
I want to grab the ironwood, but I also want to look at Brendan and say, "Do you all really eat these?"
Well, he just kind of goes, "You don't eat it."
Oh, we just kind of.
You know, just
Oh.
well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes a lot more
I
sense.
will take
He
the
just kinda makes
cherry
it-
wood.
I'll take the
Yeah.
ironwood.
What do you think, ma'am? A little ash wood for you? What do you think? A little ash?
I'll just kind of like look. Yeah, I'll pick up the ash wood. Kind of hold it between just two fingers and just. Here you go, Gerald. This will be good for your diet.
Gerald kind of like, you see this like skull like chewing on a stick for a
The
little
rattling of bones. Against...
No. Don't eat too quickly. You'll get a stomach ache, dear.
A few wood shavings like fall through his body and like bounce around and then hit the floor. Oh, Brandon! Oh, he spilled a little. Can you pick that up? Brandon goes like, yeah, yeah. And he bends down and picks little sticks up and kind of piles them in a little thing, puts it back on the tray. Now, what do you think? Not bad, right? These are pretty good specimen of wood. Pretty good sticks.
Oh, it's wonderful, but job, money, letter, incriminating evidence.
Oh, you really got to get to business that quick? Oh, come on, just having such a good time. You know, this is the first time everybody's taken a stick. It was great. I'm feeling pretty good about you guys. Brandon, I think they might be able to do it. He just kind of looks over at Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, since you since there's not dicking around here, I guess I'll give you the mission. Thanks for asking. I'm glad you're so invested in the cause. It was great.
I would go so far as to say it's the sole reason I'm here.
What's your name? What is it? Care something?
Core.
Core. Oh, yeah. Core. Core, that's good to hear. I'm really happy about that. I think this is going to go swimmingly. He kind of like smiles a little bit, and his teeth just look like a reverse like gradient of dark to like light just at the top. So it's like all like these different, like if he had coffee stains, but like wood stains. And his stick is like very obviously teeth marked, like all over the place. Wow. And it's been whittled down. And you know, I think let me tell you, I'm really touched that you all participated in my hors d'oeuvre with me.
Mm-hmm.
I think Brandon, what do you think? 700, 800? Let's do 8. Because, just money.
Yeah. Now you're talking my language.
All right, let's do 800 gold pieces a piece. All right.
Oh.
You know what? I'll even throw in 200 right now. Because that's the kind of gentleman I am.
And that is a good amount of money in this.
Pretty solid.
Okay,
yeah. Again, 4th level,
Okay.
you've gotten some coins over the years, but you're like, this would be a quick job. Like, hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, gold's still worth a lot of money around here.
Yeah, that
These
sounds
parts.
more than fair.
All right, that's great. I was even going to go higher, but nobody asked. All right. So, all you got to do, listen, I got a ship charter for you. You just have to go to Thermagorgas Teeth, and he kind of like points out the window. There's a huge window in the back. You almost missed it because the Camarians were kind of like blocking the view.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's this beautiful like leaded stained glass window of like a kraken like pulling a ship down underwater. but that the sky is actually pretty clear glass, and you see out. You like almost, not quite, but you feel like maybe you can see Thermagorgas' teeth in the distance. These little rumored volcanoes at the rim of the world, and the floating island of Paradoxum that flies in the boreal winds. Even beyond that, from this height, it's a beautiful view for a second. You just got to go to Thermagorgas' teeth and get the staff of withering, and you bring it back here. That's all you got to do. You just go get it. Listen, it's rhododendron wood staff. It's kind of jaggedy like, and you just get it and you bring it back, and that's it.
You don't plan on chewing on such a...
This is none of your concern. It does not. Don't even worry about it. You better not taste it first, now. You look like you... What's your... Hecata something? Hecata?
Hecata.
Hecata, you look like you might take a first bite. Don't you better not. I'll know.
Oh, I will do my best to refrain. Gerald, on the other hand.
He's... Who the hell is Gerald?
Oh, don't worry.
Holy shit, you got a skeleton back there? That's who ate that? Oh my... Brandon, this is... I'm just kidding. I've seen stuff before. I know what I'm doing. You know?
Think about people who know what they're doing. I heard that another group had gone on this same quest. What happened to them?
That's a good question. I have no idea. That's why I needed another group to get the staff for me. Listen, I got another buyer. He needs a staff real bad. I needed some money from him, and they couldn't do it, so I need somebody else to do it. And you guys look a lot more powerful than the last crew, I must say. It's good to see you come here. Yeah. That's why I got you all this time. I don't remember the skeleton on it. You guys didn't. He kind of like flips through it. He like pulls out a black ledger, and he's like, Brandon, this book didn't say nothing about a skeleton. Oh, well.
It's interesting that you managed to find out hidden tidbits about each of us.
Oh,
yet
don't worry
you
about that.
Did not know about my husband.
They must only take down significant information.
Oh, it's okay, Gerald. You're significant to me.
Your skeleton just kind of like reaches out one finger and kind of caresses your arm with his pointer finger.
Stop.
Just for a second. He kind of like walks away, puts his head down, maybe embarrassed. So yeah, they couldn't do it. I still need it, and y'all gonna do it for me. It's gonna be great.
Sounds simple enough.
All right.
At least there's coin to be made.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
You guys, you guys ready? You guys
Yeah.
ready to go like right now? I think Colleen's down at the dock. She could go whenever you want.
Oh,
I
that's
need
wonderful.
no preparation. You?
Perhaps we could just take a stroll through the markets, see if there's anything of immediate value.
Oh yeah, there's a couple guys in the main part of the 10-star, but you better be quick. I really need this right now. Okay, I think Brandon's gonna keep an eye on you, and take you to the dock when you're ready.
Wonderful.
It's like you said that, and I saw like in the corner of the HUD, like quest objective, talk to Brandon to go to the docks.
Once you leave this port, you will not return.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess that's it.
We'll see you when we have the staff.
You guys want stick to go?
Maybe as a reward for a return, we'll have a staff.
All right, I might get some new ones.
Oh.
If you're back quick, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You see Helene down to dock. Brandon will take you there. Hopefully you better know the last crew. Good luck. Be quick.
Thank you.
He just like waltzes, jumps off his chair, walks into the back room, and you just hear more like is that like a beaver? What's going on? He closes the door. Well, he sort of rolls the sticks back up and just kind of lays them on the chair. And well, you want to go to the market? I guess we could do that. It might be a little overpriced, just for your information. It's sort of heavy demand here, low supply, if you know what I mean. But perhaps we could take a stroll.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go. Yeah. So he'll take you to the town. I mean, there's like literally a thing that just says like shop on the sign. You walk in and it's just a really small elderly woman, and she goes, hello. Did you need something from my shop?
Oh my god. Yes, I would like to purchase something. Do you have anything of like a, I don't know, sorceress in nature?
That's perhaps it's gonna be expensive. It's very hard to get.
Yes, how expensive?
Well, what do you need specifically? What are you looking for?
Let us pretend that I am new to Hyperborea and I have no idea what is significant.
Well, we might have a potion or two, or perhaps a scroll, perhaps.
Yes, please.
All right, well, that's fine. Why don't you roll a...
Yeah, I don't have like any actual
Nothing in
objective.
mind.
I
Yeah,
just figured it would be a thing
Cool.
to do.
Check it out.
Above table, while we have a second right now, for my character, we rolled on like a whole shitload of tables, like
Yep.
tables on tables. It was dope. I got 2 pieces of armor that I cannot wear.
Oh, fun.
So if anyone else would like a +3 set of chainmail
It's pretty phenomenal.
Wow.
or a +1 set of scale mail,
I am not supposed to wear armor as a thief.
I have scale armor right now, but it's not plus anything.
Yeah. You could
can you wear the
take that.
chainmail?
I was about to ask that.
Yeah, so I believe if you check your player's manual, which is this
I have the PDF as well.
just because core is a barbarian. So in Hyperborea, different classes have access to different types of armor. You know, like
It
you may
does
have picked
say
from
armored allowed any.
any, yeah. So you can wear whatever you want.
Okay, and
So
because I too am new, can you tell me how a +3 chainmail would change my?
absolutely. So
Thank you.
your first of all, so your dexterity 15, right?
Correct.
So your 15 for if you on your character sheet, it gives you a defense adjustment.
Mm-hmm. +1.
So that's going to be like equivalent of a reduction in your armor class, which is great.
Yeah.
So scale mail. So again, in this game, we have this like descending armor class,
Mhm.
right? Just for reference. So wearing nothing in the old school kind of games is armor class 9.
That's
if you wear
me.
something like like padded armor would be an armor class 8. Leather is like a 7. Studded in scale go to like a 6. But a scale mail actually gives you like a DR, like damage reduction of 1.
Mm. Oh, I see.
But it's considered a medium armor. So certain classes, like for say the thief skills, like Zodus was mentioning, some have like a light armor restriction to be able to do some of those things a little better. Like of course, Zodus, you could wear armor. It just a lot of stuff would be really bad.
Yeah.
But it just maybe you probably couldn't cast your spells. You couldn't if you like in a pinch if you had to not gonna like burn your skin off, but you're not gonna be able to do a lot of your stuff.
Okay.
But so the chainmail normally is AC 5.
Okay.
But that starts to get a little bit heavier and kind of reduces your speed, so it's a little less flexible in combat. So you what was the if you Damien remind me what did
It
you roll
was
for
a
the
+3 chainmail.
all right, so that actually would give you an armor class of 2 because you take the 5 and you go down another 3 levels, which is crazy.
But I also
town.
have a small shield, so would
Which
it be
gives you
1?
another +1 to that armor class, which goes down again, so you'd be an AC 1
Dang.
with that. And then what was the scale?
It was a +1 scale.
Okay, so that would be equivalent of an AC 5.
With the shield would be 4, and I would keep 1 damage reduction.
Correct.
And with the chainmail, I wouldn't have the damage reduction.
Sorry, chainmail gives you damage reduction,
Oh.
as does scale, actually. They both
Oh.
give you a damage reduction of 1. But the chainmail is AC 5 versus a 6 base. And then both of them give you a movement of 30, which is a little bit reduced from the base movement speed of 40 in this
Mhm.
game, which is like feet out, inside or yards outside. They use kind
Okay.
of that double movement equivalent. So I believe actually that was +3 chainmail.
Yeah, that
It's
would
pretty
drop
crazy.
me to 1
Yeah, with your shield, if you're holding
Yeah.
the shield, in one hand.
and 2 without a shield. Yeah.
Yep.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Nice.
And you said that also does have the damage reduction, right?
Correct. Yeah. So you all have a damage reduction of 1 for chainmail. Just the +3 gives you a +3 bonus to your armor class, which is nuts. And your speed is now down at a 30.
Yeah.
If that wasn't, I can't remember what you had on there originally with
It's 30. with
Okay.
the-
Because it's scale. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gerald, by the way, will be carrying a +3 large shield.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so the skeletal servant thing can carry up to 10 pounds, and I think that large shield is like exactly 10 pounds. So I think that's hilarious.
I'll
that we
stand
can-
behind Gerald.
That's what I'm planning on
I
doing.
know. Because Gerald, I think the skeletal servant has, we said AC of 7 normally, right?
Yeah, AC 7, it'll be down to AC 2.
Yeah, because
with
the
that giant
large shield would give you a +2 to your armor class in general, and then that +3 large shield, which he rolled on some
Dang.
tables, is nuts. So
You rolled stuff just for other people.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, so that's sort of one of the things. Like, if you're as a referee, it's called referee in this game actually, not a GM or a DM. It's like referee, kind of the terminology. But since we're starting at 4th level, it's fun to roll on some treasure tables. But speaking of tables, and the things I might have in my shop, I do think I have a potion or 2 under the counter right here. Please roll on table 220, 232. Sorry, 232. No, that's in the DM's manual. Just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Please roll for me. We'll do 2 rolls here. 2 D100. So referee manual makes it really easy to, it's back to the old school where there's just millions of tables for fun stuff.
Yeah.
A 69. Nice.
Nice.
Okay, 69.
That's what got me kicked out of my clan.
All
I couldn't help myself.
And a 46.
right, it looks like we have some people call this a potion of heroic action. 600 gold pieces.
Do you
And
have
you said
600 gold
46?
pieces?
You said 46?
Yeah, 46.
And I think this one heals you a lot. It's called Potion of Extraordinary. It says extraordinary in really big letters on the side. Extraordinary healing, I think. For those of you out there, the Potion of Extraordinary Healing actually you rolled originally, which is I think it heals 3d6 plus 3 hit points, I believe. And you can actually in this game a lot of the potions you can drink like a partial potion, so you could drink a third. That one actually is allowed to be drunken in thirds, but it only does a d6. You kind of get an extra little bulk deal if you just quaff the whole thing. I mean, you could like split it around and take a third now and get a d6.
Do you still get the +3 or is it just a D6?
Only if you drink the whole thing, you get
You
the
get the
+3.
Okay, cool.
But if you do it in thirds, all of a
It's
sudden
just
it's
a
1d6 per. But hey, spread it around.
I like that.
kinda
That's
cool.
That is really cool. I think that should be in more games.
Yeah,
I request a moment of silence while I.
Nice.
Open that potion of extraordinary healing.
Yeah.
That one is up 800 gold pieces.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe you'd have more coins if we came back after we got the staff. Unless your husband wants to.
I mean, that's that shield looks pretty nice on the.
No, you
on
cannot
the
have
scarlet.
the
It looks very
shield.
shiny. I
No.
think I could probably sell.
No.
No. Okay. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to offend.
Well, I'm sorry, Gerald. I was hoping I could present this to you on our anniversary, but I suppose not. And I will bring out a bronze circlet with 30 greenish blue turquoise pieces worth 3,000 gold pieces.
Oh, that is very nice.
And what was the scroll that you had?
Oh, roll a d100, please, again.
I love when characters talk about stuff. That's I love when it happens.
That is a 45.
It appears to be some sort of. I have one scroll. It's a little old. Sorry. No one's asked for a scroll in a while. Sorry, it's under the desk. So I think it's magical. This is going to be on the table as a spell scroll. So I'm going to give you. In the player's manual, actually, there's a spell list in the sorcery section. So the way the player at the beginning of the spells section, there's a table. They've added some rollable things for spells if you ever want to randomize spells that you get for something. So we'll just be nice here because it's a friendly game. I'll give you a necromancy spell scroll, but we'll see if you're able to cast it.
Okay.
So there's a necromancer spell list. I'm going to say this is either level 1, 2, or 3 spell scroll. So you can roll a D3.
So let's do, D3 for that. It's a 1.
Okay, so he has a first level necromancer scroll. You can roll a D100 to see what scroll you've potentially available.
82 is shocking grasp.
Oh,
classic.
interesting. So that is that's about this shocking. Oh, it's a show. Ooh, that's what the static. I thought it was just part, but just me. It's about 600 gold pieces.
The circlet should cover all of that. Thank you.
Let me take a look. She pulls out like a little jeweler's glass. And she kind of looks at it. She like smells it awkwardly. She says, was this copper? Bronze? Something?
Bronze.
Oh, yes. Yes, sure, certainly. I think it's fair trade. She takes it and wait, 6, 8. Wait. Let me do some math. I have it. She takes out a pencil, like a big charcoal stick, and it's just these like massive letters. She kind of squints her eyes to look at it on the counter. 600 plus 800 for the healing. That's what is that? 1400. To 2,000. She kind of crumbles it really quickly. Yeah, that seems about a fair trade, I think. She takes it. The extraordinary, the heroic action. Let's double check that one real quick. You know, it's so funny. No one ever came to my shop before today. I'm trying to make my way here until so. Didn't think anyone was going to come to the shop. All right, potions. Potions again are very, very nice. I believe the heroic action that you've heard about in your years. So the potion is effective solely on fighters and their subclasses, like barbarian, whose level is less than 10th.
That's me.
It increases the drinker's fighting ability on a sliding scale according to level, as shown below. Hit dice and hit points also are increased temporarily using the appropriate hit die type. Any damage sustained is subtracted from the temporary total first. So if you drink a potion, it also lasts 1d4 plus 6 turns if it's fully quaffed, 1d4 if half is quaffed, if that applies to that particular potion. Turns in this game is a 10 minutes for a turn. A round is like your typical 6 seconds from some of the old school games. Okay. So 10 rounds for a turn. No, I'm sorry, 60 rounds in a turn is 10 minutes. So that could be up to 10, could be 100 minutes. It could last for you. It's a pretty good time. So the potion of heroic action on the sliding scale here.
Where are we coming back from?
So yes, like I was saying, my potion, this potion of heroic action that you just purchased, it has a little instructions on the side. It says you must drink it wholly. Don't let it drop. Don't leave a drop. And you must. It says something about +3 fighting ability and +3 hit dice for your 4th level character. I don't know what that means, but effectively this will give you +3 fighting ability, which sort of like shifts your combat matrix chart over 3 in the better direction, and it gives you +3 hit dice. So if you perhaps would drink that Core of the Slayer, as it's only available to fighter classes anyway, and their subclasses, I would just say you roll 3d10 and you get like 3d10 temporary hit points. Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to flex.
But that's all you do as a barbarian.
That was a big flex. Yeah. Sorry, you would roll 3d12 temporary hit points for an hour.
That's a lot of hit points. That's awesome.
I can't tell you, mind if I hold on to that?
Oh, well, I'll have to talk with Gerald. It was supposed to be a gift for him, but mayhaps you could purchase it off of me.
I can give you
your share.
13 silver.
That sounds great. Your share
My share
in this job. And I'll even let you borrow my armor as well.
How about I give you a third of my share and I don't let whatever we find kill you?
I expect not a scratch on my precious form.
I will do my best.
And I will hand you the potion.
As soon as you say form, Gerald grabs you at your love handle and caresses your side. Who's in for a hug?
To core?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I get that.
And then we fade to black and come back to the
At the docks.
at the docks.
Brandon goes, "Oh, you're in there a long time. I didn't. Did you find? I hope you found something useful."
Yes, I did.
That doesn't even work.
How does that skeleton? No, never mind. Well, follow me. He starts to take you down a bunch of stairs, and you go down and wind, and it's, if you've ever been like on one of those hiking trips where you're just like rock scrambling, you have to kind of hold the walls. It gets to like 2 feet, and then it goes back out to 5, and you're coming down these obviously were probably previously naturally formed, crevices in this rock of an island that is Tinsar. And you climb down some steps, and you get to a dock. It's a nice pier, kind of heads out to, into the sea, and but you don't see any ships. And he goes, well, follow me to the end of the dock. Yes, follow me. And you walk out, and you're looking around, and an Amazon woman, almost like climbs some ladder that was obviously on the side of maybe the end of the dock, and just almost very deftly, just kind of hops up on the top and greets you. Oh, hello, Brandon. Is this the next crew to go to the teeth? Brandon goes, yes, Aline, I think they're, he just kind of looks back and, I guess they're ready. Excellent. Well, don't take all day. Come aboard. And she just like jumps over the edge of the dock and goes down. And you hear maybe a little parkour tuck and roll. And as you head over to the edge of the dock, you look down, and you see it almost has a sheen to it. It's definitely a ship, but there's no masts on it.
Huh.
And it's sort of this black metal, like the whole surface of the ship. And there's about 6 or 7 other Amazon woman sailors just kind of going about pulling some ropes, things like that. And she goes, well, come on then.
Nothing for it, I suppose. And I jump.
I will also jump.
You first, Gerald, and I'll push him in.
You push him in. Any of you who jumped, you realize that you look down really quickly, and it's about like a 8-foot drop to the deck of the ship.
Okay. That's only 2 extra feet.
And she goes, oh. A few of the Amazon women gasp as you all sort of like jump off, like Helene did. They were expecting you to climb down the ladder. They were kind of ready at the bottom of the ladder, but okay. She goes, yes, welcome aboard the Dreams. Whoa! She kind of is startled as you jump off. But yeah, feel free to place yourselves on this little map.
Okay. Loading screen transition. Tooltip. Drink your potions whole.
Oh, I'm loving the old school art on there.
Yeah, I really like all the tokens you have. They're sick.
Just placed a bunch of Amazon sailors on the deck.
In the book.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Gold star, Wesley.
Yeah.
Teacher's pet.
I think a lot of these old like chart and like first edition stuff. Like this guy, I think is Ian Bagley's. Did all these like charcoal sketches in the original book and stuff, and they kind of a lot of those migrate through the different editions, and you just get added like more color art and different a few other artists have collaborated over the years.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So she welcomes you down and says, well, I guess it's time to go. But first, since you just jumped off the edge of the dock, you should probably roll a test of dexterity to see if you don't fall on your face as you hit this metallic ship lands before you.
Is this an extreme test of dexterity?
No, this is just. I mean, you're just jumping down. Let's just see if you can stay standing.
I cannot.
Right.
I failed.
I do just fine.
Just fine, thief. Okay, what'd you get? What's your roll?
I got a 3, but I'm 4 out of 6. So.
Perfect. 3 under 4.
I
cool.
got a 6, and I'm 3 out of 6.
Okay, 6. What did you jump as well? Or did
No.
Gerald, you just pushed Gerald? Okay.
So do I need to roll for him?
Why don't you roll your same? I'll say Gerald sort of embodies your similar statistics for things like ability scores.
Poor Gerald. Oh, we got it.
Okay, so it's me then. Even the skeleton lands better than I do.
Somehow the skeleton jumps off, falls over, hits the deck, and just falls into a ball. But then somehow, bloop, just like pops up and just looks around.
He's grown to expect this.
Like a little roly-poly.
However, Core, in sort of a strange, you fall and You take 6 points of damage as you
6
just jumped
points
off
of
the like 8 to
embarrassment
10 foot
damage.
dock. Yeah,
That
definitely
would've-
embarrassment type.
That would have killed me.
You fall and like sprain your knee as it just it hyperextends a little bit as you land on the metal deck, and it's just a little slipperier than you thought.
Nice polish on this ship.
Helene goes, yeah, that's we do polish it a lot. Well, I hope Toothstick has picked the right crew this time. I'm really getting tired of making these trips back and forth to the Teeth. It's quite annoying, I must say. I really wish you would be the crew that gets whatever the hell he wants, and so I can finish my stupid assignment here.
Is your assignment here just to ferry people back and forth to the Teeth?
You could say that.
What crew are we? Number 2, 3?
You don't need to worry about that. I'm sure you've heard about the prior crew who hasn't returned. It's such a shame.
We haven't heard much about them. Can you give us some more details?
Oh, sure. Actually, I'm surprised he sent the same number of. I really thought he was going to perhaps send more this time, but that's too bad. Well, the other 3 came before you. Some sort of scholarly chap and actually a large chap, sort of like yourself. He took the more safe route and climbed down the ladder, I must say. So perhaps he's wiser than you, my friend.
Or more cowardly?
Perhaps. Bridget, help this gentleman with his knee there. It looks a little. It's swelling up quite a bit, it seems.
I'll be fine. Another day in the life of Core the Slayer.
One of the Amazon sailors does come. Oh! You look. Are you sure? Is everything okay? This looks really. This is swollen, really bad. Are you gonna be okay? She like starts whipping out bandages and just. I can help with that. I know what to do.
If
Little
you-
splinter.
If you insist, I suppose, for the trip, I'll wear it.
She'll like bend down and start. She'll start to like get it prepare a splint, and you feel like maybe for just a second she may have touched her leg a little too long. But then she got just distracted and. That's good. She must
Just
go.
another day in the.
Another day for Core.
But she does give you a little splint and just just stop your pain. Just swelling will go down in a day. I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
Well, speaking of which, how long is this voyage?
Oh, that's an excellent question. For most ships, getting out to the Teeth from here would probably take about a week.
But for you?
Somewhere between 2 and 3 days.
Oh wow,
That
must be
that's
quite
impressive.
the crew.
She says, well, I'm sorry. I had to continue my previous story. Bridget sort of interrupted there with her. I'm sorry if she felt you up a little there, Core. Was it Core?
It is, yes, Core.
Well met. I'm Helene Xanthodoros, steersman of this ship, the Dreamscape. I forgot to. Usually I mention that as you're descending the ladder, but everyone sort of jumped. That was a little keeps me on my toes, I guess. But yes, Core and team. Clearly the leader of the crew. I should certainly address you as well. I'm the leader of this ship, and yes, we can get there in about somewhere between 2 or 3 days, depending on how I'm feeling. And yes, the crew before, I'm sorry, I did not catch your name. Was it
I
Lantian?
am Zotis.
Oh, Zotis, well met.
Yes.
Yes, please feel free to ask the crew anything on our voyage as well. I'm sorry, madam.
I'm just
she
now
sort of helps
getting
you down the ladder, yeah. Interesting friend we have here. She points to the skeleton.
Oh, that's my husband. Come along, Gerald.
Yeah, she changes.
We just shrug.
The listeners can't see that, but everyone else just
I gestured
everyone kind of shrugs it. Helene shrugs at Core and Zotis. And, well, I guess I've seen weirder in Hyperborea. It's time to time. But well, yes, three ventured before, and I must surprise. I'm a little surprised that only 3 venture again now. But you do look a little more powerful than the last crew. The scholarly chap was a little. I guess he was their leader, but couldn't quite. Well, I don't know. He didn't talk too much to us. On the trip, he just kept his nose in his books. You know how it goes. The one larger gentleman, some common man, I think. I can't remember his name. Also not very interesting, I must say. And then the last one, quite quite unpleasant. He did not seem to want to be here as much, and he sort of shivered in the corner like a little child most of the journey. And yeah, just we sort of kicked him off at the teeth. But yes, you're ready to go. Oh, Zod, sorry, Zod.
Sorry. So they never came back from the teeth.
No, they didn't come out of the mine.
How long did you wait for them?
The same amount I will wait for you. 1 day.
Okay. That is fair.
That's a wise question to ask. They did not ask the question.
Yeah, hopefully they did not wait for a long rest.
Is there anything you can tell us about this staff? Perhaps.
Oh, what? I'm sorry. Sorry, what?
The staff, the item that we're supposed to retrieve.
Oh, I have no idea. I didn't even know what you're sent to do. To be honest, I don't really care. Staff of what? What did you call it?
Never mind.
There's many staffs in the world.
I don't remember what it
Perhaps
was called.
denizens, creatures, whatever of the teeth.
Oh, I'm sure there's wildlife and things. And I'm taking you to some sort of an old abandoned Hyperborean diamond mine. I think something like that.
Oh, did you hear that, Gerald? Diamonds. We can get myself a ring.
Also shrugs at the rest of the party.
It's every day with us.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any left, to be honest. It's untold ages old. It's long abandoned, as far as I can tell.
Haketa is just looking at her hand, just imagining.
Gerald comes up to you and again just goes in for a little awkward hug and puts his head on your shoulder once more. Helene looks over to Core. She kind of leans in. How does this arrangement usually work?
I still don't think I know. I think we just kind of leave them to their devices and
They bone.
they bone.
God damn it.
It had to happen eventually. Yeah.
Waiting for that joke. I didn't want to be the one to. I hope they don't have any relations on this ship. I don't even want to be a part. Anyway, sorry. Any other questions before we get going? Guess we have about 2 days or so to travel on the ship if you'd like. Ask questions of the crew or anything else.
Out of character, there is one thing that I want to do. So
Sure.
with a scroll,
Mhm.
is that where that chance to learn new spell comes in?
Great question. So you could learn that. That's a great point. You could learn the spell, and then it would sort of use the scroll to do that. Or you could save the scroll for an extra spell to cast ad hoc right away, as an item, as an action, basically, if you didn't have it memorized. Or you could try to learn it right now. It would sort of consume the scroll, but then that would be of your available spells, which we'll talk about in a second. For those of you who have spells, this next sort of 2 days as you're preparing is a good time to memorize spells.
Would attempting to learn it, would it consume it even on a failure?
Yes.
Mm.
As you attempt to cast and try it and figure out the runes, it will use it.
But I'm pretty smart. I got a 75% chance.
That's true.
You're also the only one that used the ladder, so
Yeah.
probably pretty smart.
Yeah, is that something you would like to try to do on your journey?
Yeah. So
Okay.
for listeners at home, each of the different attributes and everything, right, they relate to stuff. So intelligence is the one that relates to learning new
Spells from magician sort of thaumaturgical classes,
Yes.
whereas wisdom, there's a learning spell for sort of divine classes like our friendly purloiner over here.
Yeah.
That's such a cool word.
I know.
Purloiner. Every time someone says that, I'm like,
Purloin.
that's sick.
Anyone wanted to play a legerdemainus?
Yeah, I was looking at that one too.
I saw it.
Yeah.
That's like a mage thief. But anyway,
I saw that and I was like, ledger what?
legerdemain? Yeah.
They're just making up words.
But yeah, I think I would like to just try and learn the spell.
Okay. Well, it'll take you a little while. So, but yeah, you can. Oh, she goes. Well, but you can do that on your own time. But is everyone ready to go?
Yes. Yes.
All
You
right.
will not be able to return after.
Well, I didn't say anything. I guess it depends on how you go. You have a day. I mean, perhaps you could find another ship going to this very secluded secret spot of Diamond Mine and potentially get a ride back later. But perhaps not. Might be useful to survive, so you can take a journey back with us. Is everyone ready to go?
Ready?
Aye.
All right. She actually walks up to the sort of the aft of the ship, and she sort of stretches a little bit, kind of just her back, kind of pulls her arms up, and then she holds her hands out, just kind of in the air. and then a little porthole thing like opens in the deck of the ship, and out rises this small pedestal with like a green glowing crystal ball that's kind of like swirling stuff in it. And she goes, "Have a good day, Brandon. Tell Toothstick we wish him well. Be back soon." And she just looks around at all of you. Is everyone ready to go?
Yes.
Her hands like start to go down to the sphere, and you see these little jolts of like static electricity come out of the sphere from the deck. Her eyes like turn green. Her head like knocks back, and the ship lurches off much faster than you've ever experienced on a ship. All of you roll test of dexterity as well as the ship launches off.
Nice. That one I did pass. Two,
Oh, Core, what do you got? 2 under.
2 under. I needed a 3. I got 2.
2 under 3. Okay,
Yeah.
Zodus.
1 under 4.
Oh, nice. Okay,
I got 5 over 2.
5 over 2. All right. Watch roll for Gerald as well, just for fun. Same
Okay,
as your
yeah.
stat.
Oh, of course, Gerald makes it.
Gerald got it.
Yeah.
All right. Gerald, all of you, Zodus, you've swung on some ships or two, and been around to some jolts, some lurchy water here and there. You just sort of like adjust your legs, no problem, brace like nothing happened. Core, a little bit worse. Your knee's a little in a
I'm still in the
splint. It's a
splint, so it's
little
hard to-
awkward.
yeah.
But you managed to kind of slide back a little bit on the deck, a little slippery. Hadaka, you like just woof, like flip backwards, but Gerald makes it. He reaches out an arm to try to catch you. I want to make Gerald roll an extreme feat of dexterity based on your stat. So this is a D100 equal to or
Okay.
under your feat of dexterity roll.
I'm seeing 2%.
Okay, so you have to roll a 2% or
Easy.
under
I've seen you win
on a
these.
D100.
Easy. No,
Hmm.
78.
So,
That's a lot more than 2.
let's see. Gerald takes 6 points of damage.
Ouch.
His
As
bones.
he reaches up an arm to catch you, and his jaw like opens as if gasping to try to catch you, and his arm just like shears off in the socket as you fly back. He tries to catch you, and you sort of land. You land a little further back on the ship, taking 1 point of damage.
Oh, thank God.
You kind of scrape your shoulder on the deck. It's a little salty. You just get a little salt brine like in your shoulder as you flip backwards. Skirt. Actually, no, you don't have a skirt. I don't know what you're wearing. But you just flip up in the air and just Gerald. But you now have like your you realize you've landed on Gerald's arm, and he just looks back and he's one arm and looks at you, kind of puts his hand up.
You really need to take better care of yourself.
And actually, what is the unseen servant? How many hit points did we discuss the unseen servant had?
I don't think we did, actually.
All right,
Unseen
that is a
servant is
misspell.
crazy. I see him.
I'm
all
sorry,
the
not
time.
unseen.
Oh, you're talking
servant.
about a
skeletal
skeletal
servant.
servant.
Okay, that
Excuse
makes a lot
me.
more
Sorry, you guys don't pay attention to him anymore. He kind of feels like an unseen servant.
Yeah.
True.
Let me check the old spell.
Yep. So spells to back are alphabetical, which is cool.
Skeletal servant.
That is cool. I hate when that's not the case.
I know. They're just all
Because
alphabetical.
then they're organized by what? Vibes?
level. It's like level. Yeah.
So, okay. Alignment, chaotic evil. Size, medium, move 30, AC 7, hit die half.
Oh, so
Whoa.
that would be a D4 hit points. Okay, so he had 3 hit points. He actually just took 6 points of damage from the just like falling through him. So he actually sort of collapses, and just the bones like shatter as Gerald like falls to the floor in a pile.
Dang.
Oh, Gerald. And I'll toss the arm onto the pile and begin casting.
Exactly. So you get this Gerald eventually, Actually, what does that look like when you cast Skeletal Servant?
I toss the arm onto the pile and I begin kind of like pacing around as I pull out my book. Onslaugh's Remains
Oh,
is the name
the
of
title.
the book.
Cool.
And it looks to be made from, dried human skin. Classic. Um, and I
maybe
flip,
Gerald's question.
That would
possibly.
be
Uh,
crazy.
Actually, Onslaught is his last name.
Gerald Onslaught. That's a cool name.
So I start flipping through and just kind of like idly lick my fingers. I flip through again of these pages made from human skin until there it is. and I start like chanting in whatever strange
Yeah, like
language.
necromantic sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. My naturally like kind of like a purplish eyes
Yeah.
start like to glow, and the words from the book start to kind of like float up and then just slam right into the pile, and the
Nice.
words wrap around like each of the different segments of this like of his form, and they like stop, sink in, disappear, and that's when his form just rises up.
You all hear this like the arms like bones like popping back into the socket, and the femur jumps back into the hip bone, and he kind of, the skeleton just again looks at his hands, looks at his arms, looks at you, and just goes in again for just a gentle embrace.
Oh, stop, Gerald. You really need to be better.
He just-
I could have died there.
Some of the other Amazons on the ship were like watching you, and then that sort of like transaction happened, and they kind of like awkwardly walk away.
They said, "Oh,
They start to tend to the ship.
But still, like, trying to over.
Oh,
When
definitely.
you're pretending to clean, and you're like,
Yeah, it's like someone's like polishing, like air polishing something. Doesn't even have a rag, just like rubbing the railing. But yeah, so over the next about the next 8 hours or so, Helene is like at this sphere, and just she kind of like ducks, and the ship is, flying, powerboat over the water. It is way faster than any ship you've ever seen, and you're getting just buffeted with these winds. And again, it is cold. But as you get further away from Tinsar, heading toward the rim of the world, it actually starts to get warmer.
Huh.
You're a little closer to the sun, perhaps. Less, lower elevation, not in these frigid spiral mountain range where you find yourselves, most of the time. And even, Cora, it gets whew. You haven't been this glistening in a while. Zodis, even you with hat and just sort of everyone's getting a little warm. Maybe it's the nerves. Maybe, I'm not sure if you've ever been to the rim of the world before, but even all the Amazons, you realize they were like always wearing like vests and just hard. Obviously very hard and experienced sailors with the Amazon crew that you find yourselves with. But yeah, the next 8 hours or so, you're able to ask. Now would be a great time to memorize some spells for your upcoming adventure. So in Hyperborea and like other old school games, you have a certain amount of spells that from in your book, or if you're divine, maybe they're on tablets or other sort of divine devices. Bark skin, if you're like a rune graver, little shards of bone, you might have a rune written out or something. But again, you're able to memorize a certain amount of spells per day. You pick those right away. There's no like spell slots. It's just you have to very specifically memorize what spells that you know for the upcoming day. You can memorize something like, for example, like Cure Light Wounds. You could memorize that twice if you have more than two or more spell slots.
Okay.
You can memorize. You can like really focus and memorize something multiple times if you'd like. But I'd love to hear, Haketa and Zodis, what spells you're planning to memorize for your upcoming day of travel.
So I am doing Cure Light Wounds.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think I want Weird Warhammer for
Cool.
my level 2 one.
Awesome. Cool.
that sounds
Now-
cool." Is it weird with a Y?
No.
Dang.
But those are going to be the two that I am selecting.
Okay. So you have one level 1 spell per day,
Yeah, one level 1, one level 2.
one level 2. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
I was like, "Why don't you have more?" But then I remembered you're
He's
like
also a
hybrid
thief.
class.
He's
Also
also
a
a thief.
thief,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's got
A
some
thief
thief
first.
skills. Yeah.
Thief
Exactly.
first. Cleric second.
Thought we cleared this up. Yeah. I got that.
It's gonna depend on if I can memorize that Shocking Grasp scroll.
Ooh,
Okay.
okay.
That was a great time to maybe learn that first. So you kind of find a quiet spot. Unfortunately, the deck is all like open. There's literally that aft area, and the rest is just open. There's a little hatch. There's two little hatches kind of below that area that actually descend with some really steep ship's ladder kind of stairs down into the hole. And it's just like an open hold. There's like 6 bunks. You realize that they trade off with everybody. They have one bunk that they kind of give for you all to trade off, little hammock kind of swinging bunks down there. And there's food. So they give you plenty of sort of dried meats and we happened to have been in Port Greeley before we got to Cremarium, and we have a new staple of a shrimp paste for you. We put them in these little crackers. It's quite interesting. It's very fresh. They offer you
Delicious.
some
That sounds. Yeah, I'd
shrimp
love to try
paste.
that.
Like a little chopped liver, but it's a lot of shrimp in Port Greeley these days.
I feel like that would really appeal to my Atlantean heritage. Like, oh yes, this
That
tastes
sounds
like
really
home.
good to me in real life. Like,
Yeah,
I would love-
Have some, just some crackers, and they say, well, that's what today we have a little some dried, some smoked salmon. We have caught some, and a little battered cod. We could maybe whip up tonight with a little. We also just found we were near the Trogos, kind of nearby, a little bit before. We had a store of lemons. We might be able to spritz a little lemon on these. We may have stole some cedar. Brandon may have hooked us up with some cedar planks to cook the salmon on the deck tonight. It's good guy,
wonderful.
Brandon. Might be later tonight, but yes, here's some. If you need some provisions, feel free to help yourselves, within reason, of course.
Thank you.
Kind of gives you a little glance. Just one of the sailors, and she just goes back to her business. But yeah, you can find another place under. Yeah, I don't know. Would you be like on the deck, just buffeted it with the air, or would you be underground?
I think it would be like in whatever crew quarters are there, and I'll do most of like my learning and training stuff with this either at night or during the quote unquote meal times.
Sure, sounds good.
I don't go to any of those meal times because one of the other items that I rolled was a ring of sustenance. So I don't need to eat or drink any water, and I only need 2 hours of sleep each night. So during those extra periods of time, I'll be learning this
Okay.
this spell.
Yep.
That's a really cool ring.
Super
it
cool. It's funny. This is one of these games where even still I try really hard not to read all the items because I really love the surprise of what?
You have what?
I was
It
like,
does
I was
what?
like, crap, there's 10 tables, really? So I think it's really fun to I don't know, just because again, this has a little bit of these weird tales, vibes, and there's some quirky stuff that maybe out of place in time that sneaks its way in every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's fun
I
to
feel
as
like
a referee.
Pathfinder's got a lot of that stuff too. Of because one thing that I haven't looked into a lot of is armor materials, because they have a whole table there for oh yeah,
Adamantine.
your armor is made out of angel flesh,
Yeah.
and it does some weird shit.
That's wild.
It's crazy. Okay, so you have to roll a D100 equal to or under your learned spell.
Easy, I make these.
Yours is 75. Your stat.
Yeah.
I got a 60.
That is under 75.
That is
You
under
start to
75.
go, and you get it. And that last thing, and all of a sudden your hands are now like a light as you realize you've learned the spell, and you definitely know this. And you kind of add it. You scribe pages into your book, actually transcribing the spell from the scroll to your book. You use the scroll, but now you know shocking grasp. And your hands are just.
I feel like it with part of consuming the scroll, it's physically transferring the words over, so using some weird sorcery shit, so the words slowly move over, but any fuck up there will just
It's like it just fire catastrophe. Who knows?
It's really cool.
hell yeah.
And
I spent
the
some of my
electricity
time
fades. And yes, core. What will you be?
healing my knee.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, would you like some Cure Light Wounds?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a D8.
Yep.
And then do I need to... We're not in combat or
No.
anything.
Yeah, and so you
just-
can actually combat too. You'll be able to cast the spell in combat. It's a sort of it's not a ritual or something that takes you're not doing a big circle of protection or something that would
Cool.
take longer. But yeah, this is a equivalent of a one action spell.
Okay. That is 2 points of healing.
Yippee.
Oh,
And then
what does that look like when you cast your Cure Light Wounds, Zotis?
So I get in close to his knee and I am shifting the flesh underneath it. I am just an inch above the flesh, but I'm moving things around, kind of jolting it into the correct places.
I guess he's maybe done this before, Core.
that's what I
Oh,
was
yeah.
thinking, because I was like,
Probably.
I don't like magic, but this has probably happened plenty if we've been traveling for a while. So
Yeah.
this is one of the few times I'm that
Alright.
means to an end, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's probably better.
And
Alright.
then for natural healing, how does that work?
Yeah, so if you get you will have a day's worth of rest.
Mhm.
That will have about one more day. One of the Amazon tells you, Yeah, you're able to roll if you have like good, well-rested bed rest. You can get a hit die worth of healing overnight.
Oh, okay.
So you can roll your hit dice to try to
Cool. So
heal.
you're probably
Can't do that now.
Fine.
Yes, you can. Swinging in a hammock, lounging
nice.
around.
They healed it all. I rolled a
Oh.
12. I only needed like less.
You rolled a 12.
Yeah. I only needed 4, but I got 12.
Must have been that real divine little
Yeah.
boost from Rel as you ease into your.
Get everything flowing the right
Oh, it's
direction.
flowing.
Yeah, my fung is swaying.
The ship is the bunk is like perfectly in the right
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
It's just kind of eating some shrimp paste, some
The
crackers.
essential oils in the air.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The ship does have a little bit of a weird like metallic smell to it. A coppery kind of patina mixed with the salt. It's kind of a little hint of metal over time.
My spells that I'm going to be preparing. Skeletal Servant,
Cool, just in case.
just in case. Command. So
Cool.
with that one, I should be able to. I really like in there that one of the common uses is because you have to give a one-word command.
Mhm.
And for games like Pathfinder, Dungeons and Dragons, like, oh, they can't do anything that would outwardly hurt themselves. No, not in this, because one of the first options that they give you as an example is die as their command.
Mm-hmm.
So-
That's awesome.
But they may not actually die. They may just like lay down on the ground. But they'd be
Yeah.
like, huh. But yeah,
True.
Yeah, it's a good.
True,
option.
but,
never know.
Never know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
Protection from evil and shocking grasp. And then I've got level 2 spells.
Ooh,
So I have Dance Macabre,
ooh,
Macabre,
macabre. Yeah,
whatever you,
macabre.
however you want to
Macabre,
pronounce it. So I should be able to get like a bunch of corpses to, I think it said for a turn. They will.
10 minutes. Yeah.
They will dance.
Oh, it's 1d6 turns.
Okay.
They will. Nope, sorry. No, that's disguise self. Hold
Huh?
on. Hold on. No, I messed that up. Oh, it's 1 hour per per CA.
Oh.
So my casting ability is 4. So for 4 hours, they will dance for me. No, god damn it! Why
Spooky,
do I
scary
keep on messing that?
skeletons. That's wild.
It is 1 turn per CA.
Okay.
So,
So
it-
40 minutes. Yeah.
40 minutes, I will be having people dance for me.
It's quite the
Cool.
dance party.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
awesome.
The dance party to die for.
Ooh.
And then Scythe of the Reaper, which if you know, like the oh man, what is that that spell? Clerics always use it. It's like your deity's weapon
Mm.
that you like spawn in a space, and then you can like swing.
It's
with
sort of
their
like
weapon.
holy weapon or whatever. Or no,
Oh.
like his weird warhammer. Sort of like his weird
Yeah,
warhammer,
that's
which is
almost
Oh, yeah.
exactly what mine
Yeah.
I think it
is.
is called
basically
Beauty's
that.
favorite weapon or something like that.
or no.
Yeah,
Spectral.
Holy
No.
something.
is it spectral weapon?
Spectral weapon? No, it's
There's-
like
there's a few
it's just
summoning
like magic
weapon
weapon.
spells.
Oh no,
Yeah.
magic weapon makes your thing magical in a lot of these
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Create
that
the
thing, though.
Spiritual weapon. That's it.
Spiritual
Okay,
weapon.
yeah, that's it.
That's it.
But yeah, Scythe of the Reaper. So I'll be able to actually be effective in combat. Maybe
Mm.
Nice.
I'll be effective by not being there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a lot of spells there, high intelligence caster. A lot of bonus spells if you have high intelligence, which is good.
I actually only have 1 from what I understand.
Cool. Yeah, you have like one. Sorry, you're 16.
Yeah, 16. So I get like a bonus spell of level 2.
Yeah, sorry, you actually get a bonus level 1 and a bonus of level 2 if you go up. If you go up to 16, so
Ooh.
that'll be a casting per day. Ooh, so that may
Then
give
I
you
have
some more.
another shocking grasp.
Excellent. Sounds good. Okay.
She said, I just learned this. I'm going to use it.
Use the hell out of this shocking grasp.
Yeah.
That is my only way to deal damage.
Oh, nice.
I technically
It's better
have a
than
sickle.
having 0. So you spawned in with 0 ways to do damage?
I technically had a sickle.
Okay. For fields of wheat.
I had the Scythe of the Reaper too, so like I would
That's
be
fair.
Also
effective,
for fields
but
of
like
wheat.
Yeah. It's got a lot of wheat theme around here. Okay. And yeah, so Core, what are you doing as you besides healing? Anything else the
I'm
next
just
day
hanging
or
out,
so?
eating, chatting with the
Oh
Amazonas.
man, they are just. You got like a crew. You got like
Yeah,
3 or 4.
we're
Like they're
trading
on break.
stories, right? Like this
Oh,
one
man.
time, I snapped the head off a bull, and then like they're like, "What? You were only 16?" Yeah. Like,
Oh, I didn't kill my first mountain lion until I was 18. Oh, it's amazing. It's well done.
killed my first man at 13.
But how long can you swim for?
I guess
How long
I
can you
never
hold
really
your breath?
tested it.
You want to test it? Let's do it right now.
Sure, let's do it right now.
right. I'll tell you realize that Helene actually has to take a break every once in a while. Every time she kind of gets off of the sphere, she's standing there for like 2, 3, 4 hours at a time. And she's kind of like, eyes, glazed back with this green glow. She has to kind of take a break and is seemingly exhausted after she gets off for a little bit. She goes down below. She has like a little private crew thing in the back of the lower hold. But yeah, the Amazon said that the ship's kind of, just
Like
kind
a
of floating a
normal
little
pace.
bit, normal
Yeah.
pace. And she goes, all right. On 3, we both jump. The longest one to hold their breath gets bragging rights. Not rice. Bragging rights we don't have that anymore. Bragging rights for the rest of the trip.
Good enough reason for me.
And she goes 1, 2, and she does like a 1.5 front dive over the edge of the ship and goes underwater.
Yeah.
You do the same.
I think I'll cannonball.
Cannonball. It's probably huge. All right, I'm going to do a little competing test of constitution for this.
Okay.
So I'm going to give her, actually, let's see something. What is her constitution? 12. Okay. All right. So she's going to roll a test of constitution and see if, after about the first, you're both hanging in there for about like a minute.
Which I can do in real life.
Uh-huh.
Good to know.
I've done it before.
A minute? Yeah. That's
Yeah.
not too bad. Most people can do a minute, right?
Yeah.
I think. Maybe.
Maybe.
No, you
Takes
get
a
about a
while.
minute and just test of constitution. See if she can stay under.
So 3 under 3. Is that how I would say
Oh,
it?
yeah. It's equal to or under. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
can say equal to or under my test of con.
Okay, so 3 equals 3.
Yep. So
Okay,
you're,
cool.
so yeah.
Just want to make sure I'm hip.
Oh, yeah. I guess you just be like, yep, I got it right on the spot. 3.
Okay.
We've been saying like 2 under 3.
Yeah,
just
that's what
as a
I
way to
caught
like
up on that. I was
describe
like,
it.
how do I
Yeah, I've
say
been
it?
kind of
Like,
saying it like
yeah.
that. But yeah. So she needs a certain number. I'm gonna roll it in front of you and see what happens. Oh, she rolls a 1. Also, hang in there. She just you can't really see her because it's pretty dark water where you are at this point. It gets a little weird. Like you do feel like a little weird, like warm current kind of catches you off guard for a second. But yeah, you both manage to hold your breath. You keep holding your breath. Another minute goes by. Test of constitution.
2 under 3.
Okay.
Here we go.
That's a
You hear next to you a splash as you feel like someone just got out of the water next to you. You can't really hear it, but you feel like, like that thing when you're like just under the pool and
Yeah,
like
the-
the little
the-
splash of water
yeah.
like comes on you from somebody else nearby. You feel like you've won the
Can
competition.
I keep going to show off? Can I try
Yeah.
to keep going
Okay,
to show
sure.
off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Test of constitution.
Oh, that's 5 over 3.
All right. So like 15 seconds later, like, oh God, that was close.
It's like when the other guy loses, he's like, thank God.
You like start to panic a little bit. Did you feel something on your leg? But then 15 seconds like after her, she's then she sees you splash up. She's like, damn it! She kind of like smacks her hand on the water. Shit!
Yeah, you were so confident too.
Oh shit! All right, Core, you
should
win.
start calling me
You win
Core the
this
swimmer.
round. Core the swimmer. Certainly. Well done. And she sort of
Good competition, and then we.
Yeah. Oh, she'll definitely do
Yeah,
the
do
the
the
arm
arm thing.
handshake. Yeah. Well done. That's pretty good for a Chimerian. Usually, I thought you were nomadic in the plains riders. You just don't swim underwater that
I've been
much.
adventuring for a bit. I get around.
Ah, well done.
got a
Well
set of
done.
Skills.
Well done. So she climbs up and she like vaults up to the ship very quickly and like reach down and help you up.
Yeah.
No problem.
Cool.
Well done. All right, Helene sort of walks back up and says, "All right, about just one more night, and we'll be there. Enjoy the Sita salmon with lemon spritzer tonight." Brandon hooked us up, so they cook a nice salmon fillets on deck, and it's a boisterous, a happy time. And then the night comes, and Helene is still at the dock, and again, one of you realize, Celine came tonight. Oh, that's an interesting time of the month. Celine is one of the 2 sort of like moon chunks left over. 2 moons orbit Hyperborea. One is Selene, which orbits sort of slowly, like once a month. Selene will come up. Oh, it's a good sign. I forgot the moon phases today. Phobos, the other moon, orbits like every week. So tides are kind of crazy sometimes. When they overlap, whenever they like align, there's like big festivals in Hyperborea. Every once in a while per year, they kind of align in the sky in full phase.
That's cool.
Selena's out tonight. Excellent. It's gonna be a good night, I'm sure. And you revel, you toast to each other on the dock and have some delicious salmon. And then right at sort of the cusp of night, you see beyond in the clouds and a little haze, these sort of spiked, jagged volcanoes as you approach. Or sorry, you think they're dormant volcanoes. This is sort of the rumor. At the rim of the world, one area around Hyperborea, it's also perhaps rumored that the floating island of Paradoxon that sort of floats out in the boreal winds, perhaps maybe every some number of years, crashes into the mainland Hyperborea and maybe caused these mountains to begin with. It's unclear.
Wow.
But you've never witnessed them ever being like connected where someone could like walk, unclear if that's ever actually happened. And you see the Paradoxon just for a moment in the distance kind of start to, as you get closer to these teeth rising out of the ground, you sort of remember why this Thaumagoria, this demon lord's teeth, come up. It's very foreboding. And Paradoxon disappears below the horizon. The red bloated sun, which never really gets above 30 degrees, sets. She goes, well, we'll start in the morning. We'll approach in the morning. Hope you're ready. That'd be a good place to end an episode. If you had to.
that was
I
really
think
cool.
so. Yeah, that's
This
great.
is a lot of fun.
This is what I do really like the kind of like breaking down some of the dexterity tests to just a test of dexterity D6 roll.
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
it simplifies it because I mean really they're simple rolls.
Yeah.
Not used very
Yeah.
often.
And like a little variability, but like
Yeah.
nothing like, roll 6, you can go crazy. But,
Yeah, but if you want to go crazy, it's like, extreme feat. All right,
exactly.
roll that D100.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're gonna parkour through this area,
Yeah.
dodging people. You can try to do some crazy stuff. But
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, this is awesome.
next time we approach the teeth.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
All right,
You guys smell
always
bad.
remember
You
you're
smell bad,
stinky.
yeah.
Do you have anything you want to plug though?
Yeah. Again, thanks for having us. Thanks for having me
Yeah, thanks for
here.
coming on.
Roleplay Rejects, really appreciate it. Zephyr Gaming Studios. Check us out on if you want to hear more tales from Hyperborea. Check out at ZGS Podcast, ZephyrGamingStudios.com. We'll take you to all the website links. It's on all your favorite podcast platforms.
Sweet.
Wonderful.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Catch you guys
Deuces.
next time. Bye.
Later, nerds.
See ya.